Earlier today, the United States imposed 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum products from Canada. As we've always said, these tariffs are completely unjustified, unfair, and unreasonable.
Since the American president first threatened to put tariffs on Canadian exports to the United States, our sole focus is to stand up for Canadian interests, Canadian jobs, and Canadian workers. It has been extremely heartening to see Canadians from across the country rally to this cause in defense of Canada. I would also like to thank the premiers from across the country for their work on these important matters. I know Canadians are proud to see their governments stick up for their respective provinces and territories, and also, of course, stick up for the whole country. Together, we will do what we must do to protect Canada's economy. With these most recent tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum, the U.S. administration is once again inserting disruption and disorder into an incredibly successful trading partnership and raising the costs of everyday goods for Canadians and American households alike. We will not stand idly by while our iconic steel and aluminum industries are being unfairly targeted. Today, I am announcing that the Government of Canada, following a dollar-for-dollar approach, will be imposing, as of 12:01 a.m. tomorrow, March 13th, 2025, 25% reciprocal tariffs on an additional $29.8 billion of imports from the United States. This includes steel products worth $12.6 billion and aluminum products worth $3 billion, as well as additional imported U.S. goods worth $14.2 billion for a total of $29.8 billion. The list of additional products affected by counter tariffs includes computers, sports equipment, and cast iron products as examples. These tariffs are in addition to Canada's 25% counter tariffs on $30 billion of imports from the United States in response to U.S. tariffs put in place on March 4th. In addition, we learned yesterday that the United States tariffs would also be imposed on steel and aluminum content in certain derivative products. The government is currently assessing this aspect and may impose, of course, further tariffs in response to this measure as well. Aujourd'hui, j'annonce que le gouvernement...
Today, I'm announcing that the Government of Canada, following a dollar-for-dollar approach, will impose, starting at 12:01 a.m. tomorrow, March 13th, reciprocal tariffs of 25% on $29.8 billion worth of imports coming from the United States. That will include steel products for $12.6 billion, aluminum products worth $3 billion, and American-made additional products worth $14.2 billion for a total value of $29.8 billion. The list of additional products includes tools, computers, sporting equipment, and cast iron products. This is in addition to the reciprocal tariffs of 25% applied to $30 billion worth of imported products from the United States in response to the U.S. tariffs imposed on March 4th, as you know. Yesterday, we also found out that American tariffs will apply to aluminum and steel products that are contained in other products. It is possible that our government will impose other counter tariffs in response.
Mitigate the impact of these countermeasures on Canadian workers and businesses by considering requests for exceptional relief through the existing remissions process. We understand that these are challenging, uncertain times for Canadian businesses and Canadian workers. That's why we've deployed measures to support workers and businesses. Export Development Canada, the Business Development Bank of Canada, and Farm Credit Corporation are there to help business owners find new markets for their products and access financing to help with liquidity crunches. We have also introduced temporary flexibilities to the Employment Insurance Work-Sharing Program, helping affected businesses keep more employees on the payroll in the event of a slowdown. Notre gouvernement utilisera tous les outils à sa disposition pour soutenir.
Our government will use all the tools at its disposal to support businesses and workers during these difficult times. Other measures to help workers and businesses will be announced as needed, and I'm very encouraged once again by the provinces and territories' willingness to work with us in order to support economic sectors in their regions. Our government will continue to work tirelessly to convince Mr. Trump's administration to completely abandon these tariffs that are completely unjustified.
Proposal to defend Canadian jobs and Canadian businesses and support workers through these challenging times. And with that, I'm happy to pass the microphone to my colleague, Mélanie Joly.